Hi, I'm Shane with Artsway Scientific. Welcome to our calf care modular building. In the next few minutes, I'd like to show you a revolutionary way of raising calves. I know that warm calf housing has been a taboo in this industry for years. We've done many things to change the whole operation of how a building is handled, how it's managed, the construction, ventilation, and there's a lot of things involved. So we're going to go through this fast, and of course you can always call our company with any questions you might have. Starting out, the building is modular. There's an I-beam frame underneath it. The rest of that is a regular stick-built construction. We do use SIP panels. It's 29 gauge steel siding, so the outside of the building and the structure of the building is just like anybody else's building in the country. So come on in. In here, I won't need my jacket. I never will. This building is designed, I'm telling you, it'll handle 35 below weather, it'll handle 105 degree heat. Behind me is the evaporative cooling pad where all the air comes into the building. So in the summertime, when it's hot, we're getting evaporative cooling. Anytime the temperature outside is cooler than the temperature inside, then our set point is the heater cycles in this preheat room. This room is our mixing room for air, but it's also a mixing room for milk. It comes with a water heater, wash tubs. You can have outlets for pasteurizing, or you can have outlets and plug-ins for your milk replacer mixer. In the room itself, it's being controlled by a controller that is sensing temperature and humidity. And so there's 3 stages of fans in the room, and the minimum stage fan will run on a set minimum speed and then rise to a new speed as temperature or humidity climbs. It pulls in more fresh air, which in turn cycles the heaters a little more. So that's how we control temperature and humidity cold outside. You cannot control humidity when it's warmer outside than inside set points. Right now my barn is running 70 degrees. In here, this particular room has 30 stalls, and the stalls are made to be very easy to group calves or for power washing, for cleaning. The panel just sits in here. It does float back and forth, so the calf's got a little more room to turn, for his own space. We have 2 pin settings, so we have for a smaller calf or a taller calf. Here, obviously, we're showing a group of 2. The buckets have bucket hold downs. They are gallon buckets. Excuse me, 2-gallon buckets. And then we have a bottle holder. The flooring is tenderfoot. It's what they call their Bigfoot. It's working very nice for all types of breeds of calves. The manure filters down into a pit. The pit is a very shallow pit. It'll stay room temperature because underneath the pit we're fully insulated. Our subfloor is a 2x10 subfloor with an R30 insulation. And then we have a scraper system that pulls the manure down to a sump area, and then we have a pull plug. So roughly once a week you're going to pull the plug and run your scraper and flush your pit out. And then you recharge the pit with just an inch of water each time you flush it out. The ventilation, back to that for a minute. Our air is coming in here through this ductwork, and it's preheated again. A big secret to ventilation is having the air preheated. You're not trying to bring in cold winter air into a warm room. It's very hard to control that. And with the 3 stages of fans, we have 2 pit fans that pull the foul air out of the room with boxes built in front of them. They run all the time. They're the ones who run variable speed with temperature and humidity. A 2nd stage fan comes on with higher temperature, and a 3rd stage fan comes on with even more increased temperature. A little earlier I mentioned the word revolutionary. What's revolutionary about all this is, again, back to the warm calf housing. We know it didn't work. It didn't work, it didn't work. And many people tried, many people failed. You gotta have the proper ventilation, but this fiberglassing technique that we're doing eliminates cement. There's no concrete in here, there's no wood in here. What it is, it's a fiberglassing process. We saturate the wall with resin, then we then put the fiberglass matting on, and then saturate the matting. This is a one-step process, but then it cures overnight, it hardens, and the second day we put another coat of resin with pigment in it for color. So when it's said and done, it goes on like wallpaper, and there's no seams. There's not a seam in the floor, there's not a seam in the pit, there's not a seam in the wall. We even start the fiberglass material here in the corner where the wall meets the ceiling, so there's no seam here. And on the plywood splice, the matting, it's all seamless. You could fill this building with water. So there's no way for water to get into the wood, into the walls, and this adds a tremendous long lifespan for the building.